Boys, we are back for this week's top deck, and I've actually configured this in a way where it's forest, all the forest list, all the dragon list, so on and so forth. Pretty happy about that. Found a way to do that with the Twitter links I've been given. And we're just getting right into it, because I was more expecting that we wouldn't get enough lists until maybe, I don't know, another week, so it would be bi-weekly, but we actually had a lot of people using the hashtag Shadowverse of all top decks. And in time too, because we're about to hit the shop qualifiers in I think a day, like it's 31st when I'm recording this. So we actually will get some really solid top tier lists in about a week. So I'm excited for that. Let's get into it right now with this Forestcraft list. P2P, bell ringers. I know some people are kind of like on the fence with running bell ringers in Forest. I don't know. I don't know if it's correct or incorrect, to be honest. Roach. Probably just for like sell them to clear it up. Same with Silverbolt. I don't know if I like Silverbolt. I think it's for me. High cost cards. Cause you run Silverbolt, you run Robin Hood. You open like a combination of Robin Hood, Silverbolt, you lose. Or even worse, Silverbolt, Rose Queen. That's like 2 dead cards in your hand that you can't. I don't know. I think this list is alright. Well, this is a unique one. This is Fairy Caster. I don't know what Fairy Caster does. Summon 3 tokens. Yeah. So what is it, like a 4/6 technically? 4/6 body? Oh, that's not terrible. Fairy Whisper. I think this is more like an aggro list. Only one Rose Queen. Yeah, this looks like a more aggro base list. I'm looking at here. Else. Homecoming. Robin Hood. Yeah, I think it's probably more face. Like quickly go face. But if that's the case, I wonder why they don't run less fairy dancers. Oh. Woodlands Refuge. I've never seen run that as well. One barrage is scared of aggro for the mirror, but like at that point, why would you run it, right? Doesn't make too much sense to. I'm playing Water Fairy Evo, but I don't see the Water Fairy in this deck list. Right, am I confused? Was running Rose Gardener Evo? I don't see Rose Gardener in the list either. Odd Evo deck. Very odd, but it is what it is. Another Forestcraft list. This one, I think, might be the best looking one, to be honest. From what I'm looking at, I think I'd minus the Silverbolts, but I think this deck needs execution. Because Rose Gardener's bounce isn't the greatest all the time. Like honestly, like Rose Gardener bounce sometimes like do nothing. Like if you bounce Gene, they're just gonna play the Gene, wipe your board, and then you're just gonna lose your board again. That doesn't really work. Some of the wards, like a 4/7 ward that you bounced, comes back next turn, you still have to deal with it. You'll have to deal with it eventually. And with Forest, like the answer isn't always there. Like you don't have like a clean answer to most things. I think execution is the best answer. Same with Robin Hood. I would cut Silverbolt out though. Silverbolt's not needed. I like the Woodland Curse though. I think that's a spell. I think more people should get on. So like Forestcraft, but this seems like more aggro. Cut out Silverbolt, which I like. Those Silverbolts. I think it's more like an aggro list because they play Titania's. Playing Water Fairy. It seems like a more aggro list. We're gonna go face early. Homecoming. Waltzing Fairy. I don't know what Waltzing Fairy does. Last play. Okay. I guess I didn't want the bounce of Rose Gardener. So I can understand, like, again, I said, like, Rose Gardener delays. Sometimes delaying isn't enough. But in an aggro list, I think that's fine to delay, right? You're trying to get as many bodies out as possible. As much face damage as possible. End the game with Rose Queen on 8th, I guess, right? I just don't think. I think I'd run the Rose Gardener too. Homecoming is a great card. I think it's slept on. I don't know if it's useful right now in court format because what decks go wide? Abyss can go wide. What else? Sword. Well, like Dragon usually doesn't go wide. I guess the mirror goes wide. Haven usually doesn't need to go wide, and you can't bounce amulets anyway, right? So it's not highly useful. I don't know. I think Homecoming's just alright. How I feel about it. And to Dragon List. Ooh. Why are they running Demonic Strike? That's I think the Demonic Strike should be a Dragon Wings, right? To get max consistency. No point running one ofs. Can't search for it. Like, there's literally no searching in this deck. I don't really get the one of Demonic Strike. But the list overall seems pretty generic. Oh, they're missing Ayla's. I don't know. I think Ayla's like the best card you can run to make your deck as most consistent as possible. I feel like Dragon, when they don't ramp, the deck struggles. Like, struggles really hard. You want at least 6 copies of potential ramp to make your consistency as high as possible. That's how I feel about Dragon. So I would run the Ayla's, me personally, but I don't know what he would cut. Make space for it. I would run the Ayla's just to guarantee the ramp. But overall, the list. I like the execution. Actually, I don't. I don't know how I feel about the execution. I thought about it for a second. I was like, I don't know how I feel about the execution now. But not a bad list. Not a bad list. Ooh. This list is a trial deck list. It came second. I want to specify that. Is a trial deck like with combined of random pieces they had. But they did pretty well. Like some more of a budget list that you could come out with your trial deck and maybe like add a few cards you get from packs and run it up. They did well, right? This is what I would run. I guess what they were doing for their trial deck list. Not terrible. This is the Dragon list. I think enough they run Dragon Emissary. I actually never read what it does. Dragon Princess. I've seen a lot of people tech it in because it lets you go a little bit wider. Like you can play like I don't know, Fafnir also play Dragon Princess to go wide. Or like you could play Forte plus Dragon Princess, so like you removal like a ward and then Forte for 7 on Evo, right? Another possibility. You know, a lot of people are liking Dragon Princess for the possibility of getting extra body out there. So I think it's pretty solid. Another Dragon build. This one has Ayla. Oh, this is a Flaming Glass list. Scholars. I think this is a nice Flaming Glass list because you want consistency, right? You want to draw as many cards to hit the Flaming Glass. You'd want Dragon Squallers. I don't know what Ace Dragon does. I think I'd just max out on the Scholars, but maybe Ace Dragon has like a unique ability. I don't know. The one up Dragon right beside Blazing Breath. I don't know what that does. It has an Evo in the Evo deck. Evo deck gives a smaller. Oh, it's just another draw power. Okay. Kind of draw any card. I think this is a decent Flaming Glass list because you're drawing a bunch of cards to hopefully hit the combo. I think it's nice. This is pretty solid. Pretty solid. You have the ramp potential with the Dragon Oracle plus Ayla's. Dragon Warrior for removal. Yeah, I think this is a decent list. I like this Flaming Glass list. Another Dragon list. Run the Ayla's, Bells. Execution I think is alright. P2P, I think P2P is like a solid card for Dragon. Lets you get more answers, right? Like sometimes you don't have the Shenhua in your hand, sometimes you don't have the Oracle or the Ayla. Drawing 3 new cards is huge. You get boost for it to heal back the 3 you used anyway, right? So I think this is a pretty solid list. Cuts in each down to 2. Fine, I think. Yeah, okay, I think this is like pretty solid list. I wouldn't run Execution. I might run Dragon Wings for the aggro matchups. Because they do go wide, like Sword, for example. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent list. Pretty solid list. Another Dragon. There's a lot of Dragons. Dragon is the best deck in the meta, right? So you expect to see a whole lot of Dragon lists. Came first in their local Loveline people. Bellringer, Blazing Breath, Dragony Princess. No Ayla. I think people are sleeping on the Ayla, bro. I think people are sleeping on Ayla. And like the strength of running Ayla in their deck. Forte. No, I'm asking the Forte. Ooh. Forte is nice. Probably not masking on the Forte. Enough. Conflagration. I think this is alright. Like, this is another alright list in my opinion. We're on to Sword. 2 Bellringers. Huh. I don't know what the card beside Quickblader is. Not sure about what that is. This is a pretty standard list. Aside from the bell ringers, I wouldn't run the bell ringers, to be honest. I think bell ringers drops to slow down tempo. You're trying to win the game at like maybe 7, 8. Why are you trying to slow down the tempo, right? Like in my head, it doesn't really make sense to me. You're letting like the slower decks catch up, right? Like Dragon wants you to slow down tempo. Same with Forest. Like Forest like wants you to slow down tempo so they can rose queen you cleanly. I don't know about how I feel about the bell ringer, but interesting enough. Ooh, swordsman. I don't know what that's interesting as well. I don't know how much value this brings you, but this is I haven't seen anybody try it yet. So I'm all for innovation. Like this is I think interesting innovation. Onslaught. I don't remember what Onslaught does, to be honest. No idea. I think is that the one that deals 1 damage for each ball on your board. I'm not sure. If it's that, then I think it's Captain. I think 3/3 body or a 2/3/3 body is really strong. Novice Trooper. Gems type. I think this is. Ooh, I wouldn't max out on the. I think everything else is pretty decent. I think this list is pretty decent. If Onslaught does what I think it does, I think this list is pretty decent. I am up. Another sword list. They want more wards. Brings us of like I don't know why like the Vanguard Captain makes sense. You're trying to go face. Are they playing Banner in this list? Oh, okay, they are. Okay. They are playing Banner. I wonder why they want the ward. The 2/3 ward. Interesting. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to justify in my head. No idea, to be honest. They have Lucifer in their Evolved deck. Oh, they are running. Maybe it's like a more mid-range sword. Seems like a more mid-range sword, which could be interesting. I'm not sure how that would go. They're trying to like probably control the mid game and Lucifer for game. My guess, right? Like Evo Lucifer like do 4 damage end game, uninteractive 4 damage. That could be interesting. Like not super for early game, Banner, and then your Banner. Okay, yeah, I can see this list. Maybe it took me a second, but I think this list could be decent. I'm not sure the results. But I guess it's top, so it's like a top end list. But I'm not sure how well it does against other, like Dragon, for example, right? Or like another aggro deck, another aggro mirror. Like if you're going like full aggro sword, does that like go well into it? I'm not entirely sure. This is interesting. I would want to test this out. To be honest. I went to Haven, and see the little secret in my head. I think Haven is the best deck. That's my opinion. Sacred Plea, Air, Opinion Prayer. Okay, this seems pretty solid. Seems like a pretty standard list. I think I would change the Decree and maybe play 1 more Sentinel. Because Decree, as soon as you Decree, your turn's done. Like, I'm telling you, there's nothing else you're going to do on that turn. As you Decree. I wouldn't run it at 3. I guess Holy Sentinel can also brick as well, right? Like, it also has the same bricky problem as if you play the Holy Sentinel, you're not doing anything. But at least you could, like, Holy Sentinel hair, you know what I mean? And get value out of that. Black and Scripture is pretty solid. I think I read more Black and Scriptures. But besides that, I think this is pretty decent list. Profane for finisher. I think it's pretty decent. Oh. This is... I don't know how I feel about this list. This list is... I don't know why they're playing... They have Angelic Light, but they also have Execution. But Angelic Light is literally an in-engine or in-archetype execution, right? Just max out on the 3 Angelic Light. Also banishes, right? I'm pretty sure Angelic Light banishes as well. So it stops last word, if I remember correctly. Cruel Priestess, 1 Black Inscription, 1 Holy Sentinel, which is interesting. Running the Almirage. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this list, to be honest. Like, in all honesty, I don't know how I feel about the list. Because Holy Sentinel is like your value card, right? Like you generate immense value, but only running one of it means you won't see it as often, right? So I think I would maybe remove an execution for a Holy Sentinel, and then just max out our Jug Light, right? That's what makes sense in my head. I also don't know how good Almirage is in that one meta, because what is it, like a 3/7, 4/7? Not sure. Like, I think this list is interesting, but I'm not sure how good it is in my head. Like I can't envision it. Like last sword build I saw, I can envision it being good. Like mid-range sword, I can envision that being good. I just can't see this build. But I'm not the one piling it. Maybe if they can explain it to me in the comments if they've seen this video, explain to me why the Almirage is there and why you run one less Holy Sentinel, and maybe I can get it a little bit. It's another Almirage build, but this one has like ripped out like Max Eugene's, SLG. Like wow, this guy is a baller. Let's see. Oh, they're also running the 2-2. Maybe this is more common than I think. In my locals, I haven't seen anybody do it, or also I've online to play a lot of webcam games. I've seen anybody do this. Interesting enough, maybe this is more common than I thought. 2-2. This is Lucifer's, Almirage. This is only like I think a unique list. I like that they're playing more Black Scriptures though. I think Black Scriptures are nuts card. +3, draw 2. Very solid, I think. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid list. Other than the Almirage, they can explain that to me. Weird execution. Besides that, next list. Snake Priestess. I actually don't know what this does. Same with the Choir of Prayer. Don't know what that does. Beastly Vow, no idea what that does either. There's a lot of cards I don't know what they do. They're not common. Right? Like in the other lists, you kind of see that they have similar cards going for them. Well, this might be like a more budget-friendly list. I don't see John's either. This probably is a more budget-friendly list that topped. I think second, maybe it was third. The locals. So it's just more budget-friendly, which is interesting. But glad they did well with the list. Glad they did well with it. Another list. They are running the Snake Priest Dark Offering, which I like. Oh, it was Dark Offering that draws you 2, not Black Inscripture. Black Inscripture banishes something for 3 or less. My apologies. I said that earlier. I just remember what Black Inscripture does. My bad. Jeans. They're running Goblins, which I don't know about that. Is this like a more aggro list? Aggro down with demonic strike per game? I guess that's probably what they're doing. That's probably what the idea is. I don't know how well this works. To be honest, like more than once, right? It did win a 11-man locals, so I gotta give it a little bit more respect. But in my head, I think this list is very to me. Finally, for the Abyss list, I'm a little bit more picky on my Abyss list because I'm Abyss main. I do like the Raiders. It's very nice. I like Lester Mummy. I really do like Lester Mummy. I think Alucard's bad. I think Dark Summer is just very okay, very middling. I wouldn't run it yet. Overall, I think this is probably the decent list. I like people catching onto the Raider. I think Raider is very good to blow up wards, more answers, right? Next list is a pay to P. Wait, ooh, did it not have Cerberus? Oh, they did not have Cerberuses. Ooh. Never mind, I don't know how I feel about the list. Never mind. I didn't even notice I didn't have Cerberus in here. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cerberus is infinitely better than Alucard. Like, infinitely better. But, interesting. Dire Bond, Soul Conversion. I wouldn't run P2P. I think P2P actually clogs up your board. Like, you don't get full value at Playful Necromancer. Like, if I have a P2P and then like a 1-drop of whatever, I don't get full value from a 1-mana Necromancer, which hurts. I don't get full value out of my Phantom Howl, which hurts. Too many cards you don't get full value out of, which I think it's like hurts Path to Purgatory. I know we run out of gas. That's why I think it's better to run 1 Dire Bond, 2 Soul Conversions. But that's just my list. But this list did do well. I'm glad they're at least running Cerberuses. This bus list might have been more budget friendly. I think probably what this is, to be honest. Um, I think this is probably a more standard list. Like this is more standardized. Like I think a lot of people do run the Alucard, even though I personally don't think it's that good. I think it's more generalized list of the Abysscraft. But that's all. I think that's all the lists. We had quite a few lists today. Like 20 lists today. We took all throughout all the crafts. Pretty good. More than I thought we would gotten in a week time. So I hope you guys have a nice day. I will be back next week to discuss the meta, changes in it, different cards, text, and hopefully we get some more shop qualifiers. In a week we're in August, right? We get some shop qualifier lists, we get some champion lists, and I'm excited for that.